Hello, it was Power here to review the Power Rangers Beast Morphers, Morphin Beast Bot Figures, as I'm just gonna call them. So this was the new figure assortment for season 2 of Beast Morphers, which these replaced the typical Beast Bot figures. As now, because they had to somehow justify the price of $15, and most likely still want to carry over the Beastbot thing, because there's still more sounds that they had to release. And they decided to do transforming figures. Yeah. So it came just like season 1. The first wave came in 2 figures. So here we have Red Ranger and Morphin Crew's Beastbot, and here we have Yellow Ranger and Morphin Jax Beastbot, which I just realized here they actually fixed his name. It's not Jack. So here's a look at the package. As you can see there, here's the back, which it tells you to use it with the Beast X King Morpher, because obviously that's the main item or the main morpher for this series. And here's Yellow Ranger, to which yeah, mine came like this, and it's slightly open. Not as bad as steel, but I don't like this. I just don't like how Amazon packs things in general. And I know I've been saying this for a while, but I'm pretty sure at this point, I'm just confident. Well, I know these ones come with instructions because you need them, but the other thing they typically come with, I think they just come with all the season 2 stuff. But yeah, is there anything else I had to cover? Oh, there's the side art. Because I think the art is the same as, I think it's just the two, pictures together. Most likely. Like, this is from the individual figures and such. But yeah, anyways, that's it. So let's open these up and take a look. So here we have the 2 figures out of their package. So we'll move yellows out of the way as we'll cover reds as she just falls. So whatever. Let's take a look at the figure first of all, because as you can tell, this is the same exact figure that got released all the way in the beginning of the line. As you can see right here. Obviously I was too lazy to take him out of his pose because I don't want to ruin how they were on my shelf. So, I don't know how much more I can really compare these, just because they're literally the same exact figure, although I can just say this one's just not as painted very well, like for the most part. Like, as you can see here, there's a more of an apparent split in the back. There's this orange, or like the paint down here is coming off. Morpher isn't. Morpher has a scuff. The eyes don't, or not eyes, the black up here doesn't look as painted well, but honestly it's just like, other than that, I don't really care. Because it's just like, I just don't like the fact that they actually did just straight up release the figure. Well, at the same time, it's like kind of a good thing, because then you can have one that you can just like rough up and such. So, yeah. So just to go over the articulation quickly, if you haven't watched any, it's pretty standard, though it gets stuck up there. The legs are pretty decent. He can at least move he can at least bend, unlike my gold and silver. So yeah, that's essentially it. for this figure. So Devin, you stand back there. His, I don't know, his feet looking natural, but it's just me. So here's the Cruz figure that gets included within this, and I have to say the paint is alright at best. They got the paint that was necessary. Yes, this isn't there, but that's really it. The head looks alright. I like it, but other than that, articulation on this thing is pretty poor. You can rotate the arm, and that's it. And the wheel parts are actually out of the package. You have to plug them in here. But obviously, I just want to know. Gosh, I combine no and hole. The hole here isn't initially this big, which kind of bothers me because the hole is really tiny, so it's really hard to plug these wheels in. And but then now the issue is that because they were so small, that it kind of just ruins it, or you have a chance of ruining it. And I just realized something. Why do I have this huge paint gash here? What happened here? Because you look over here, it's supposed to be all silver, but I don't recall doing that. I didn't even throw this guy at all. But yeah, so Cruz doesn't do much by himself, and if we throw in our last Cruz figure, while it's like, I think proportionally I kind of like this one better, this still looks a lot better. He's not like, yes, this one is not as clunky, but this one just only transforms into a bike. This doesn't, like, it doesn't have to transform into like armor. So I think this one just looks a lot better, and honestly just does a lot more, obviously because, you know, you have an extra figure included. But other than that, it's just like the two cruises, it's like if you had to pick one or the other, just go for the one that transforms into a bike. It's more worth it. It's not as worth like $15, but obviously the issue is that you have really loose legs. But other than that, it's just like, I don't know. This cruise just looks a lot better because it just looks a lot more proportionate. This one has a giant chest for reasons, and like he has no neck at all. So yeah. So, well, I guess one thing I'll get to before we actually start this, because obviously we still have one more accessory to go through, which is the Morphex Key. Now you might be thinking that because this is the same exact Morphex Key that was included with the initial basic figure, that this is the exact same one. They fooled us and gave us a new track, which is just so stupid of them. Why the heck would you reuse the same mold, but, you know, mold out a new track? Why didn't you just do a new key in general? Like, why can't you do a Beast version of the Beastbot versions? I don't know. This is just pure laziness. And this is 8, which doesn't mean anything. So, how exactly do you put Cruz on the Red Ranger? Well, it takes these simple steps. So we're going to have him stand right there. We're going to take Cruz open his arms up like so. Raise his head up like that, and raise his chest like so. Last but not least, you're going to take his entire lower section and simply flip it like that. And then obviously you kind of do want to coordinate the arms like so. And now what you want to do is that you want to take your Red Ranger, simply face him, like simply just, you know, have it like so, and fold down the chest. Then you want to take the key again, because this is the second figure I don't care about. I honestly just don't care about how the condition of this one is. Okay, I think I can understand why they make you. Okay, so they want you to put the key like this on the package because you can't. Never put the key on here before, but so they want you to put the key like so. Like that, because you can't do it the other way because of clearance issues. And there you got Morphex, or like Morphin Beast Bot Red. And this just looks horrible. Yeah, I don't like how this looks. Like, the huge issue with this combination is that nothing clips in at all. This is just literally like sitting on here. And like obviously the crew's head is specifically molded so then it can sit on top of like the helmet, which is just worse. And then it's just like you lose arm articulation just simply because you have to plug the Morphex Key like this. And then essentially you have to, like, because he's so top heavy, you have to like try to display him normally. But other than that, just like I understand what they were trying to do, but I don't know. I don't like the execution of this one. This one's pretty poor at best. Yeah, because like he's literally falling back. Anyways, let's take a look at the next pack. Here's the Yellow Ranger, to which she's the same in articulation because the female mold is literally the same. It's just thinner. Again, I can actually, nothing is stuck for her or anything. Again, the Yellow Ranger. The only thing I can tell is that, well, first of all, just like Beast X Yellow, her helmet has a better outline, like black outline, which I appreciate. And also with the skirt piece, this is a different shade of yellow than here. It's a lot darker than the initial basic figure. And again, the paint just seems like it's coming off already, which is just weird. And one last thing I sadly do want to note is that, despite this actually having better paint apps besides the skirt than my original one, she has floppy legs, which just sucks. So let her sit there if she can. Here's Jax, to which he initially comes like this, obviously, and his articulation is pretty simple at best. It's still the same articulation he normally had. The carrots come attached. There's no point in removing them. And obviously, just like his normal basic action figure, he comes with a propeller. Speaking of his basic figure, here it is. Obviously, the interesting thing here is that he actually got upscaled instead of just being the same class size, because obviously this is the basic figure. And the paint overall, again, it's where it needs to be. What's only silver's really missing. He actually has detail down here, surprisingly. I believe from what I can compare, the propeller accessory is the exact same on both, so that's interesting for sure. It's just this one feels like this one is obviously lighter, this one's heavier but a lot hollower. So, and again, this one had the same articulation, just it's obviously losing header because of, you know, how this is done. So, yeah, that's really it for Jax. Again, I think he's actually pretty good, and I think he's actually more on scale with the Yellow Ranger now because he's a lot bigger. Though I do admit that he does seem a little bit more lengthier. Obviously, just like Red, she comes with the exact same base key as her initial basic figure. However, again, there's a new track. So, and there it goes. It fell. So, to get this prepared, to prep this for the Beastbot mode, is that you're going to take off the propeller. And now, if it wants to focus, you're going to simply flip the head like that. And now you want to split it. You want to split him in half, like so. Then you want to fold this down and swing his arms down too. And last but not least, you want to clip the propellers on his, like in between his eyes, essentially where his nose is. So then you can make this weird stand thing. However, unlike Travesty of Devon, you want to grab your figure, or your Yellow Ranger, and there's actually clips for her to clip in. So just stand her up. Let me try to get this in full. Then you want to take the Morphex Key and simply clip it to the arm. There, yeah, sure. And there you have, and battery exhausted. Great. Okay, so finally here we have Morphin Beast Bot Yellow, which yeah, if I had to say so, this just looks immensely a lot better than red. Just because I just think it actually works a bit more, and you know what, it just makes sense. You got a propeller up there, so then you can like have her fly and such. And this is a thing they point out in the instructions, which I just absolutely love. To which is that, just straighten these out, is which you can grab your figure and roll her around. I don't know why that amazes me so much, but I love that. Like, you can just roll her around, all around, like, you know, where, you just gotta make sure these are, like, still straight, and maybe make sure that, her feet aren't gonna, like, touch the, surface, so then they don't get in the way, but yeah, it's like you can do this and such, and it's like absolutely fun. I think I'm making tracks on here, but yeah, it's just like, this is just, whoops. this is just a lot of fun when you don't get it stuck. And like, you know, it's just, I like it. And then like, obviously if you want her to stand, you can just simply fold it back. Yeah, so, well, okay, maybe her legs are not completely stuck in here, but, you know, like, she still can't move and such, and then, like, you know, whenever you want her to move, just pick her up and do that. Is this hair? Yeah. And then again, you can have her fly and such. Like, I just feel like you can do a lot more with her than, Red. But yeah, that's essentially it for those two. So now let's... yeah, I did scratch an immense amount of paint on him. Let's see what their keys can do in our two morphers. So obviously we're gonna use the Morphex Key morpher because that's what they advertise first. So here's Red Ranger and Cruz. Yeah, I don't really get why it's not flipping all the way through.
Okay, let's do this thing. Rangers, it's go time. Time to cruise in style. Activate Beast X mode.
I also don't get what's wrong with my framing, because I typically do a good job of framing the Beastbot Key morpher, but it's not working this time.
Virus eliminated. It's Morphin time. Okay, let's do this thing.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with this key. It keeps like ejecting itself and I just don't get it. And I've been doing this wrong. And I did this wrong in the demo because I kept holding everything then pulling it out. Because I was like, why the heck is it not working? And it's because I forgot how this thing worked.
It's Morphin time. Hey, you mess with the Yellow Ranger, you mess with me. I may be little, but I'm tough. Rangers, power up. Hey, you mess with the Yellow Ranger, you mess with me. Rangers, it's go time. I may be little, but I'm tough. Hey, you mess with the Yellow Ranger, you mess with me.
We're just doing this. What the heck?
It's Morphin time.
Why?
It's Morphin time.
Why? Okay, let's just do the attacks.
Activate Beast X mode.
So I appreciate Zoe still doing that, but then I don't know why it's not cycling around her sounds. What the heck? Okay, so after it resetting on me twice, let's finally get through this.
Virus eliminated.
Yep, that's the growl we missed through this key. Whoop whoop. Beast X Morpher. I don't remember how much the zoom is. So let's just insert this in. It didn't read it. You didn't read it? Why aren't you reading it? You gotta be kidding me.
Okay, let's do this thing. Time to cruise in style. Okay, let's do this thing.
So if you couldn't tell, the phrases are carried over because they didn't get their actors for this toy. So the fact that they tried to advertise it, put in this morpher, it's not like the Beast X King, or it's not like the Beast X Mode Rangers where they actually had new phrases, or they actually had their actors doing their phrases.
Rangers, it's go time.
Yep.
Are you ready? Say it's morphin' time.
I cheated that.
Go Power Rangers!
Mine can't flip. I accidentally I held it. I pushed it here when it was.
Unleash the beast! Virus eliminated.
Yay! Let's deal with the yellow right here.
I may be little, but I'm tough. Hey, you mess with the Yellow Ranger, you mess with me. I may be little, but I'm tough. Rangers, it's go time. Are you ready? Say it's morphin' time. Rangers, it's go time. Unleash the beast! Virus eliminated.
Yippee! So overall, what I think about these figures is that they're all right at best. I don't think they're honestly not as good as like I can actually pull him like the individual Beastbot figures. Like, okay, yeah, the first wave was kind of flawed just because it's like, okay, you got Cruz, who's a really flimsy figure, and he's a really odd bike that's out of scale overall. Then you got Smash, who's stuck with blue hands. Then you got Steel, who was a pretty good figure, but he was one to a case. But then I don't know. Like, these figures are weird. I understand they were trying to cash in on the Beast X modes, because you know the Beastbots are the armor. But then this one they did it literally, and it's just really odd. I don't like this one at all. I spent like 3 minutes just trying to stand him, which is why he's like this. I personally just like yellow, just because, you know, she's like fine. She has a gimmick that's fun, and she actually works, because, you know, she actually clips into her Beastbot. This one, I don't even know what they were trying to do. I think that's my issue. Like, this one doesn't particularly have a gimmick. This one has like a gimmick of, oh look, spin. Why does Cruz just not get gimmicks at all? Like, yes, his first gimmick was of transforming, but that can't be it for this one. And temperature, okay. Not exact, well. But it's just like, I don't know. Like, I just don't like this one. Like, nothing clips in with him. Everything, like, he's too back heavy. And it's just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with these figures, because, like, I don't even have enough room to display them on my shelf. Just because, like, my Beast Morphers figures are so cluttered. And it's just, like, I don't know. See, and, like, this just falls off. It's like, I understand they don't want to modify anything with the figure, which is honestly particularly lazy on them. And like the thing too I want to complain about Cruz is that like obviously like if you want to transform them back, just simply revert it back. The thing with Cruz is just like whenever you actually like try to actually fold the head back in, you can like there's already a stress mark on mine. Like every time you like essentially fold the head back in, it's not gonna show up well, but there's already a white stress mark on this, so it's just like that's not even fun at all. So it's just like you know, sometime later if I want to like constantly transform him, his head's gonna rip off. And it's like, great, that's gonna be fun. And initially I was gonna wait maybe to get all 3 Rangers together, but I don't even know about Blue because Blue's in some weird limbo. He's probably stuck to 1 per case again because he was supposed to get released. Because right now it's 12/24 of November 9th. He's supposed to get released around like the summer, I believe, but then like he just didn't. And to transform, I was to transform Jax back. Just you can even like that, But other than that, it's just like I don't know. Blue's like in some limbo. I feel like Blue's never gonna get released, which will suck. But yeah, like the thing is that I want to say skip these, like don't get them. But the huge issue is that they come with new keys, and you have to get those if you're a key completionist or Morphex Key completionist, which is just I really don't like that. It's just why I held off of these for so long, because I could have gotten these at like in February at a Target, but I was like, I'm gonna hold off of it, and then nope, like literally months later, for still the same price, I'm like, well, I got both of these figures. It's like, I really wish these figures were on a sale. If you got these on a sale, that's amazing. I wish I got these on a sale, because I really did not want to pay full price for these, but at this point, I'm just like, I need to finish up Beast Morphers. So yeah, that's it for this review. Oh my gosh. So, I don't know how long it's going to be. It's probably going to be a 30-minute video. This is PowerRider, and I'll leave you people. Bye. What? Where the heck did